Have you ever felt like you're living the same story on repeat? You're trapped by this same physical 3D reality that doesn't seem to change no matter what you do. It's as if every time you think about starting something new, these old identities hold you back. But what if I told you the key isn't to just push through, but to align and adjust your identity, your thoughts, your patterns, your self-talk, your habits, your expectations, your actions? They all need to shift in order to match the version of you who's living the dream life. How do we start showing up as the version of ourselves that already has what we desire? Because let's be real, she has completely different habits. This person, this higher self, has completely different habits and beliefs than the ones you currently have now. Today, we're going to rebrand your life by aligning your identity to step into your higher self today. Today, we are going to dive into one of the most transformative concepts I've learned, which is the law of assumption. And this is by Neville Goddard. And this concept changed the game for me, and I know that it can do the same for you. The law of assumption, simply put, states that whatever you assume to be true, whether it's positive or negative, will shape your reality. This means that if you want to become a YouTuber, a podcast host, a content creator, you need to assume the identity as true right now. Not later, not someday, not in the future. Now, Goddard believed that your world is a reflection of your internal assumptions. Your thoughts, your feelings, and beliefs are like signals that are drawing experiences into your life. And if you're wondering how this works scientifically, for my science-based friends out there, there's evidence from psychology that supports it. Our brains are wired with something called neuroplasticity, which is its brain ability to form new neural connections. And if you were to look up a picture, I could probably put one up here. This is what it looks like. And you can already see it looks like a little maze. But what you're doing is you're creating new neural connections by creating new habits, creating new belief systems, new thoughts that are going to essentially create a different reality for yourself because you are making a change in this maze. When you adopt new assumptions and you repeatedly engage with those same thoughts, your brain begins to accept them as truth and rewires to create habits and behaviors that align with those beliefs. Another way to say this is your current 3D reality is the end product of your thoughts and your perceived beliefs. It's only as real as you allow it to be. I was eating breakfast today when I realized, I was like, this is a perceived illusion. This is a end byproduct of what my current thoughts and my beliefs are. And this is why I'm experiencing what I'm seeing currently. You're essentially training your mind to act accordingly with the person that you want to be. So how do you actually start practicing the law of assumption and adopting the highest identity for your highest self? I think it's really important to get really clear on what that version of yourself is like. Because how are you going to visualize, how are you going to manifest this new reality when you don't really know what it looks like? In a sense, you have to believe it's there. You have to feel it as if it's already happened. A lot of the testimonials that Neville Goddard has in the book of Power of Awareness, these techniques that people do right before they go to sleep. Right before they go to sleep, they get to visualize the reality that they want to experience. They get to visualize a thing that they want to manifest. And they become really clear with what that is. So for example, if you are embodying the version of yourself who is a podcast host or a YouTuber who's always uploading videos and has their YouTube channel, you want to spend a few minutes each day visualizing yourself in that role. What would those habits look like? Do you have like a calendar set? Do you have your setup for your videos? How is that going to look like? You want to see yourself hitting publish. You want to see the numbers of the subscribers that you want or the views that you want to have. You don't want to just visualize it. You want to be experiencing it as if you're already there, as if it's already real. One of the biggest things that makes a difference for a lot of us is how we perceive ourselves and how we start changing our inner dialogue, our inner conversations. A lot of times when we're starting something new, we have these internal dialogues of saying things like we're not good enough, or being afraid of what others may think of us. And you want to be able to catch those thoughts right away, because one thing for sure is that they're not going to be benefiting you. They are holding you back. Those are the inner dialogues from your past self, from the version of you that doesn't have the reality that you want to experience. Do you really think that the person that you are trying to embody, the new identity of your higher self who has the podcast or the YouTube channel or whatever it is that you want, do you really think that that's what they're going to be telling themselves on a daily? You want to be able to replace that with a different type of dialogue that's going to be motivational, that's going to be helpful, that's going to keep the ball rolling forward. For example, instead saying, I'm always connecting with my audience, I am naturally skilled, and I'm a great content creator. These inner conversations will start to build your belief system. The biggest step here that we all have to acknowledge is we can visualize all we want, we can say the affirmations as much as we want, but if we do not take action towards doing the things that we need to do to get to the next step, then there really is no point in doing all the visualization or the affirmations, because you have to take small actions that will align with your assumed identity. What would that version of you do today? The key is to act from your new identity, not your current one, not your old one, because your old identity, the actions that you're taking is not going to make a difference in your new life. It's just holding you back. It's not creating a change. Now that you understand how to start adopting the identity of your higher self through law of assumption, through visualization, through your inner dialogue, now it's time to start supporting the habits through your new identity. Habits are like the glue that connects who you are with who you want to be. Your current habits are a reflection of the person that you are today. Habits are the bridge between identity and reality. If you see yourself as a YouTuber, a podcast host, or a content creator, but don't practice habits that align with that identity, your reality is not going to shift. It's the small, consistent changes, the shifts, the steps that reinforce your beliefs and create the new self-image. You may have heard this, James Clear with Atomic Habits, where he talks about, and he makes a powerful point in saying behavior change is easier when it's aligned with the person you believe yourself to be. He explains that true behavior change is identity-based. For example, if you identify as someone who is disciplined and creative, your habits will naturally align to reflect that. You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. So in other words, it's not just about wanting to be a successful creator. It's about setting up the systems and the habits that make it easier to get there. Make it obvious, starting with incremental habit changes. And this is where we are aligning and adjusting our new habits to the new identity that we are embodying. It's also important to note, habits don't have to be perfect. They just have to be consistent. When you are taking small, consistent action, you are building momentum. And that shows your mind that this new identity is real. Each time you practice a new habit, you are telling your subconscious mind, this is who I am. And in turn, your subconscious mind is going to bring and open up new opportunities that are going to align with the identity and the version of yourself that you are becoming. Just like the law of attraction. So what habits can you start incorporating today that are going to align with the highest version of yourself? Set up a time before you go to sleep tonight, or whenever you listen to this, and right before you go to sleep, make sure you visualize your dream reality. Do it as consistently as you can, and you're going to notice the shifts that happen with that. It's not about making drastic changes overnight. It's about choosing day by day who this new version of yourself really is and owning up to that. Aligning your thoughts, your habits, and actions with the person that you want to be. Your future self is already out there, living the dream. It's time to finally meet her. And I feel like growing up, we all do this new identity building type of thing. I mean, when we're in school, we pick up on a new identity in order to fit in with a certain crowd of people, you know, and sometimes we do it without realizing it, but we are all naturally inclined to shift who we are in order to either please somebody or, like we said, fit in. And why not start shifting and becoming this new version of ourselves that we do want to become? Some people can say that it's just delusion, but it's not delusion if you're taking control of your life. If you found value in today's episode, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I will be posting regular episodes on personal growth, mindset, manifestation techniques. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.